Oops.
Oh, no.
Oh, there we go. So do I have to allow? Are they already in? No, I think they're. Oh no.
Yeah, he's already there.
Yep.
As it went last time, the people dropped in.
Yeah. I'll
I
start.
think it's set to automatic, so you don't have to.
You don't have to let
Allow.
them in. Don't have to allow. They can just come on in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, have fun.
Thanks. So. Okay. Good morning. Excuse me. Keep losing my voice a little bit. I'm just going to give it a minute, see if other people are going to join. Thank you. I got your message. That's the perfect way to do it. At the end, if anybody has any questions, I can go on and kind of unmute microphones so that we can chat if there's any problems. Obviously, I need to let you know that this is being recorded so that it can be shared via Canvas and that later on. I'll just give it a minute, see if other people are going to join. Might just be a one-to-one. So while I'm waiting, I will put the. I know I won't be able to see anything if I do that yet. I will share the PowerPoint with you. Can you see the PowerPoint? Okay. Excellent, thank you. And then number 2, welcome, good morning. Okay, I'm going to make a start because as I just said, this is being recorded so that it can be shared. So if anybody joins later or misses anything, you can always pick up on that then. So a Safer Internet Day, today. We're doing Safer Internet Week. Things in school, trying to just ensure that children, adults, and everybody stay safe whilst online. So the aims of the webinar is to reflect on any potential risks of the internet to children, to discuss the importance of open communication with children, especially the amount of time that they spend on the internet and how they're spending their time on the internet, to help you guys to understand how to set up parental controls so that you can have more control over what your child or children are seeing and have access to, and then know what to do if children do encounter a problem online. While I'm going through the PowerPoint, I can't see you at the same time, so I'll pop back every now and then, see if there's any questions, or I'll do questions at the end as well. So if you do have any questions, please just let me know. So this is just really, obviously, today, technology, children are having access to the internet and access to technology at an increasingly younger age. It's a good thing. There are lots of benefits, development of language skills, logical and strategic reasoning that they acquire through games. It makes it a fun way to learn and helps to get them engaged. But obviously, it does also bring risks, especially for online when you're accessing the internet. So such as viewing inappropriate content for their age, or being contacted by people that they don't know, talking to people that they don't know, and things like that. So it's really important that you guys as parents and us as teachers work alongside them to help them become more aware of these risks, so that they know how to stay safe and protect themselves there. What was that, the slide? I missed the top and the bottom. Oh, let me see if I can. Will it be better if I put it like that? Sorry, somebody was saying that they can't see. Is that better? Okay, I'll keep it like that. welcome if you just joined. Just a reminder that this is being videoed, recorded, so that we can share it. So we've just been talking about that there are risks to technology and the internet, alongside all the great benefits that it has. So we're going to work alongside each other, work alongside the children to help them gain the skills and the knowledge that they need to keep themselves safe. Obviously, to do that, it's important that parents and teachers and all adults also have some knowledge to help teach the children these skills and the skills that they need to stay safe online. So we want to build the internet and technology as a positive and beneficial place for their development, because it is. There's lots of great things that go alongside it, but we also need them to be aware of any potential hazards and things that they should keep an eye out for. So I'm just going to go through some tips and things that we can do to help keep children safe online, because we teach them about risks in life when we teach them how to cross the road safely by talking about the dangers, pointing out high-risk situations as teachable moments. We do that naturally as parents and teachers and adults. Also, how to stay safe in a crowd. If we go out and it's busy, we go somewhere with them, we automatically teach them to stay close to us, what to do if they get lost, to find a trusted adult to help them, or to stand still so that we can go back for them. And we need to do the same thing with the internet and technology. So we should talk about the dangers, but not specifically naming the content, but by talking about seeing content that's not meant for them. If you try to name something specific, for example, teaching them to stay safe out on the streets, if you specifically described the stranger that might signal danger, that's not helpful. It's more an open thing. And it's the same thing with the internet. We need them to know that there are lots of different things that they need to do to stay safe. It's not just if a person in a chat room says this to you, that's a danger. There's lots of different things. So trying to keep it broad and keep the communication open. So some of the risks that children face are things like cyberbullying. So that's bullying online, which has become a much bigger thing, because I think sometimes children in particular don't think that typing something is quite as bad as saying it to somebody's face. So it's really important to teach them that anything that they say online is just like saying something to somebody's face, like face to face, in person. So cyberbullying is a big thing. Communicating with strangers, viewing inappropriate websites, images, things that come up, sharing sensitive information, and obviously your financial information. I know some games and some sites, you can have your bank details connected to it to buy a game. It's very easy for children to then share that without meaning to. So just trying to keep ourselves safe in lots of different ways. Viruses, hacking and security, they are a little more serious. And the only thing that we'll touch on today with that is teaching children not to click on things that pop up if they're not sure about what it is, just to leave it and ask an adult. And then the same thing, clickbait and pop-ups are the same thing. So clickbait is when something comes up that looks appealing, that they think, oh, that looks fabulous, and they click on it. To kind of draw you in, and that's how of those things that they should not click on, things that they should not do, and things that obviously they should do to try and stay safe. Gaming has become a very big part of online communication. Playing games, you can play educational games, they play fun games, and a lot of these games now, you can access the internet from the games console, and you can play alongside people. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. I'm sure you're all aware there's a lot of it going around at the moment. And there's a lot of games where you can play alongside somebody, and that can be great. It can be fun. I myself, I have a gaming console where I can play alongside my children who are in different parts of the world. But that again comes with its risks. And we're just going to talk about how to discuss with children how to stay safe using these games, and how to know if it's a friend that they're talking to or a complete stranger, obviously that has its risks. So how can we help? Explore together. The main thing is to talk to your children, and I talk to the children in school, and teachers do. Talk to them about what the internet is. Show them, it can be fun. There's funny things on there. There are educational things on there that they can use, but also teaches them that talking to you about the internet is a good thing, so that if they see something that bothers them, they feel comfortable to talk to you about it. Show an interest and let them know that you are there. Discover things as a family. So if they're playing a new game, sit next to them, find out about the new game, try to understand why they like it. What is it about the game they like so much? Explain the rules and how the game works. Ask them to explain you that. And then you can also talk about why there are websites that they shouldn't see, precautions that they need to take in case they're approached by unknown people or users, and how they should react in such a situation. And I will come back to that in a little while. I'm going to go through the hazards and ways that we can help. Rules of use. It is important that you define rules for the use of the internet and devices that they have. For example, setting a time limit, coming to an agreement as a family on how long and when the devices can be used, websites that they can go to, what the rules are for if they hear about a new game that they want. They should come to you and talk to you about the game, and then it's your decision. And it's essential that children are aware of the rules. You can make a contract with the rules to be signed by your children. We do something similar in school for the bring your own device activities. And there's a good website here. The links are all in this at the end, and there's one here that has an example of a contract that you can do with your children. But there's lots of other information on there as well, lots of other parental advice, including setting up parental controls. Obviously, actually making a contract and having them sign it, maybe that's not your thing, that's okay, but the discussion should still happen, and it should be clear that everybody knows when they can go on it, how long for, because as well as the dangers online, there's also health impacts of just kind of sitting in front of a screen for too long. Common spaces. I know a lot of children might have games consoles in their bedroom or in an area out of the way, so that you can be doing your thing in the living room, you can watch TV, they can go and play their game. But it is a good idea to have gaming and computer use in an open area so that you can see what they're seeing, and you're there if they need support. You can kind of hear what's going on if they are talking to somebody. So it's a good idea to have it in an open area. And also to check age ratings. Games have age ratings, social networks have age ratings. Most of the social networks only allow people over the age of 13 to register. There are some that are older than that. So children under that age should not have access to those sites. And the reason is that because of how open they are and how easy it is for strangers to contact you. So there are websites that are aimed towards children. There's some examples at the bottom here. YouTube Kids, Google Kids, MEO Kids. There's quite a few. Again, they will be mentioned on the links at the end. And I've put there, and I've highlighted that to remind myself to be aware of older siblings. I've had in the past quite a few times where there has been an incident, and we've been talking to the child, trying to find out what happened, how it began. Quite often it is because a younger child is sitting with an older sibling, an older brother or sister who might be a teenager, who might have access to more things, who might be watching a TV show that they think is totally fine because they're 14, 15, and there's a 5-year-old sitting next to them watching. So just be aware of older siblings as well, and kind of bringing those things into the house. If your child is using your mobile phone or a tablet that is connected to the internet by data, if you're out and about or something's going on and they're sitting playing while you're waiting at the doctor's office or anything like that, if you put it onto flight mode, like you do when you get on an airplane, it stops all of those things from coming through. So they could still play a game, they could still do something on the phone or the tablet, but they won't be able to make any calls. They won't be able to send messages by mistake, and there'll be access to the internet. They won't be able to access content that they shouldn't be accessing at that time as well. So that's just a very simple way that you can kind of minimize that when you're out and about. Parental controls. Parental controls are really important, and you can set them up on your Wi-Fi network. You can set them up on equipment. Games consoles have them now. Mobile devices have them. Computers have them. Even sites streaming. Sorry, talking of streaming services have them. Netflix, YouTube has them. There are lots of parental controls that you can put in place. And again, there is a link that will take you to, because there are so many different devices now. There's Apple, there's Android devices, there's all the different games consoles. I've put a link in at the end that will take you to a website where you can choose the devices that you have in your house, and it will take you through step by step with screenshots on how you can put age restrictions or content restrictions on those devices. Another good thing is if you only have one computer in the house and everybody shares it, or if you have a couple that people share, you can set up profiles, different profiles. So a teenage child would sign into their profile with their password, and a younger child could sign in with a different password, and it would have different filters on it, so that they can't access things that you as an adult have access to. So that's another piece of good advice. Talk about friends. Like I said, gaming is probably one of the bigger concerns for most parents and children and the people that they talk to. So make sure that you talk to them about friends. Teach them to make plans with their friends when they're offline. So if there's a friend in school that they like to play with online, tell them to speak to their friend in person at school, agree on what night they're going to meet online, what time, and then they know who they're talking to online. When they meet online, they should talk about things that only that Hello. Come back on. Can you hear now? Awesome. Fabulous. Thank you. Okay. So I'm not sure how much was missed. I apologize. So this will be shared. Oh, I've got a whole load of things coming through now. I'm sorry if you can hear all of that. So this recording and the PowerPoint will be shared with you. And if you have any questions, if there was anything that was missed, please message me and let me know. I'm just going to jump back. This one I just mentioned was a quick and easy way to where children can use devices without having access to making calls, sending messages by mistake, things like that. When I was on this one, I did say that later in the slide there are some links because there are so many different devices that connect to the internet now. I can't go through all of them right now, but there are links, and then you can choose the device that you have. Oh, sorry, that must have cancelled when it was. I thought it had reshared. I apologize. Thank you for helping me out. Can you see that now? Awesome. And in a webinar all about technology, how wonderful it can be and how sometimes it doesn't work. So thank you for letting me know. Thank you for helping out. And I hope everyone can now see and hear. So when I was here, I was talking about the importance of parental controls. And because there are so many different devices now that will connect to the internet, later in the PowerPoint, there are some links. One of them will take you to a site that you can choose your device, because all the different gaming consoles, there's Android tablets and phones, there's Apple tablets and phones and computers, so many different ones that I can't go through all of them here. But I have put a link there that you can go on to. You can choose your device, choose the devices that you have at home, and it will take you through step by step how you can add those parental controls. And then I went to this one about talking to your children, making sure that you're always open with them. On this one, I mentioned just a very quick story about my son. There was a game when he was younger, it was a long time ago, that I didn't want him to go on because I disagreed with the content. He went onto the game at a friend's house, and one of the online people that they were playing a game with was mean to him, used bad language, that kind of thing. And when he first told me about it, my initial response was to be angry that he had been on this game because I had asked him not to. But that actually that wasn't helpful. I needed to let him know that, you know, it was very brave of him to tell me, and I needed to help him through that. And that actually helped because I did handle it. You know, like I say, initially my reaction was to blame him for being on a game that he shouldn't have been on, where actually somebody else had done something that they shouldn't have done as well. So I helped him through that, and it built that relationship and made it so that he knew he could come to me and ask me for help if he needed it. And that's really important for children, that they know that they can come to you. You know, they might be embarrassed by something. They might be worried that you'll be angry if they clicked on something that they shouldn't have clicked on. And like I say, when my son came to me, my initial reaction was to be angry. He'd been on a game that I had told him not to go on. But sometimes you need to step back and you know, just think about how to handle it and how to address it. So that's what I mean here when I say don't overdo it. Show that you do support your child and help them to solve the situation. I did talk to him about how I had told you I didn't want you to be on that game. However, the other person did something wrong. We shouldn't blame a victim because they didn't have a filter in place or because they didn't have a password. So I'm just keeping that communication open. So tips for keeping children safe online: keep your computer in a high traffic area of your house. I know it's very easy to want them to go and play in their bedroom so that it's quiet, but if it's somewhere where you can see them, you can see what they're doing, you can see what they're on, you can hear if they're talking to people, and it just keeps it open, and it helps you to show an interest. If you show an interest in the games they're playing, they'll talk to you about it more openly. Establish limits for which sites that they can go on and for how long they can go on their devices. I apologize. I don't know if you heard me apologize earlier about my cold. I apologize. Try to monitor individual mobile and tablet devices so that you know who's got what passwords they have, what they can go on. Surf the internet together. Go on with your child and show them games and websites that are okay for them. Show them how much fun they can be, and then they won't need to go searching somewhere else. Make sure that they know who they're talking to online. I don't know if you heard me when we were talking about the talking about friends. On a lot of these games, you can play alongside people in different parts of the world. You can play alongside strangers. And if you're playing a game and you're having fun, that's okay. But it also gives strangers an opportunity to talk to your child, which is why it's important to go onto games that are appropriate for your child's age. They all have age restrictions. And also that you talk to your child about the difference between a real friend and somebody who they play alongside with on a game. They should keep online friends online. They should never talk to them outside of the game. They shouldn't meet them outside of the game. They know who their real friends are at school. They can make plans with their friends at school so that they know that that is who they're talking to. That is who they're gaming with. And then to check the browser search history regularly. The websites at the end also show you how you can check search history if you're not sure how to. And like I say, you're always welcome to message me, ask for help if you need. And then this is how to be open. There are lots of different ways that you can talk with your child about these things. There are some discussion starters here that you can use to help you. You know your child better than I do. But asking things like, what are your favorite things to do online? You know, why do you enjoy those so much? A bit further down, besides me, who do you feel that you can talk to if you're in a scary or uncomfortable situation? That's a good one to bring up at some point so that your child knows that they can talk to their teacher at school. There might be other adults in the family that they can talk to, or older brothers and sisters. Again, with older siblings, just be aware that older siblings might be watching TV shows or accessing things that aren't suitable for their younger brothers and sisters. So just kind of making sure that everybody in the family is aware of the different expectations. So that will be there. This will be shared. So, you know, you can go back and have a little look through this. Parental controls. As I was saying, internet providers on your Wi-Fi router, you can set controls and filters. Mobiles, laptops, tablets, they all have settings. App stores have settings. Games consoles all have settings. YouTube, streaming services like Netflix, and all of those, you can add filters and go into the settings to help ensure that things don't come up that you don't want your child to see, or that they don't have access to things that you don't want them to have. And again, when you go to the website, this is the website with the parental controls. It's very helpful. It has a huge range of devices on it, different devices and services, and it will take you through it step by step. When you go to the page, I have just clicked on the setting controls one at the top. That's why it's green. And this drop down menu came down, and you can see you can look at social media ones. There's gaming platforms and devices, smartphones and other devices. For this one, for broadband and mobile networks, they're actually UK ones. So that section isn't going to be particularly useful here, but the mobile networks here also have it. So I found this one, which was Telecom Hungary. I use Telecom. I'm new to Hungary, so I'm not sure what the other ones are, but I'm sure that if you search their websites, they will also have advice on how you can add parental controls to your Wi-Fi and the network that you use in your house. So then that just brings me to the last parts. What should they do to keep safe online, and if something comes up that they don't like? don't click on anything that pops up. I mentioned clickbait earlier, but I don't know if everyone could hear me. Clickbait is when something pops up that looks interesting, it looks fascinating, and you click on it and it takes you to somewhere that you didn't want to be. So it's really important that you teach them, if something pops up or something surprises them, they didn't expect it, don't click on it. They can leave it open and come and ask you about it, or they can ignore it. There's usually a little cross to close it. Think about what they're saying. Would they say this if they were face to face with the person? And also the other way around, if somebody says something to them, if it would have upset them if it was face to face, then it's not okay. And they should let you know about that. If something does come up or somebody messages them and somebody says something to them that makes them feel sad or uncomfortable or upsets them, they can leave it open and tell you, and then you can see it. Go and see it, make a note of it, take a picture of it, anything that you feel that you need, so that you can then, if it becomes serious, you've got the evidence, you've got the proof. This is what happened. This is who said it. And talk to them about how it made them feel. Give them an opportunity to ask you questions if there's something that's bothering them, because sometimes it's something that they didn't understand and you can help out with a simple conversation. Sometimes it's really bothered them or something has really upset them and we don't realize straight away. So being open and having those conversations is a huge part of staying safe online. And then what should you do? If they come to you, as I said, don't overreact. My first instinct with my son was to be angry. He was on a game. I was able to hold that back, thankfully. Quite often they're embarrassed and they're angry. Try and act calm. Try and talk to them. Give them an opportunity. You can always go back to it and say, this is why I didn't want you to be on this game. Can you now see these dangers? But in a calm communication way. If they get abusive messages, keep a record of it so that you have evidence, because it is very serious. Obviously, abuse or inappropriate behavior, if it's serious, report it to the police, let the school know if there's children here that are involved. And then any illegal content, obviously, images of child abuse, anything that you know is illegal, drug use, all those kind of things, you should report those immediately as well. And then at the bottom, I saw this, I can't remember, I got this from somewhere, I saw it and I liked it. Protect with love and control. So stay calm, show them that you care, be open, be supportive, talk early and often. Children are having access to technology and the internet younger and younger. And there are lots of good things about that, but talk to them. Always teach the skills that they need to cope and seek help. So always let them know it's okay to ask questions. Let them know who they can go to ask questions to ensure that they're going to the right places. And then here are the websites that I was talking about. KidSmart, ChildNet, that's a very good one that a lot of the links that I've put in were from there. Safer Internet, they are the ones that we're using for Safer Internet Day. And they have a lot of information on there as well. So these will be shared with you, so you can use these links at any time to find information. And you can, of course, ask me any questions. You can ask me questions now. You can send me an email or a message. In fact, I should probably add my email address to it, so that you can message me. Sorry, I've just had one come up on my asking if I should allow or block. I will allow. Okay, so if there are any questions, like I say, the meeting's been recorded. It will be shared with you. The PowerPoint will be shared with you with those links on it. I'm really sorry about the lack of sound for the first part. If you have any questions, if you go back and you have any questions about those first slides that maybe you missed, please send me a message and let me know. I will add my email address to the end of that webinar PowerPoint before it is shared with you, so that you can message me, and it's on the school website as well. Anyway, it might have even gone out with this message, I'm not sure. So if you have any questions, please get in touch. We are doing some Safer Internet activities with the students this week. the older students, we're encouraging them to make individual passwords and how to choose a safe password and why it's important to keep it secure and not share it. And then the younger ones are talking about the pop-ups that come up and not to click on them, and what to do if somebody talks to them that they're not sure who it is, and things like that. So hopefully together, we're working together, parents, teachers, and children all alongside each other to try and make use of the wonderful technology and the wonderful things that are on the internet, but by staying safe at the same time. So when the children are in school, if they log in with their Gmail account, and this is the one where the older children are now, we're resetting and making brand new passwords this week that are very secure. And yes, the school, if they're in school, we have very strict, definitely much stronger than any of the homes will have, very strict filters. There's nothing, I don't want to say nothing can get through, because obviously sometimes things happen, but we do have very strong, very good filters on our Wi-Fi, which is why if, I don't know if any of you joined for the bring your own device, for the older children, they can bring in an iPad or a tablet to use in school. But one of the agreements in our contract with them when they bring it in is that they must connect to our Wi-Fi, and they cannot have a VPN on it, because a VPN can go around our Wi-Fi, and our Wi-Fi is very strong. Yeah, year one they're doing the safer internet stuff this week as well, all the way through the school from year 1 to year 6 are taking part in safer internet this week. Like I say, the year ones and the younger ones are talking more about what to do if a pop-up comes up, not to click on it, to tell an adult, what to do if there is something mean or said, to help them. So yeah, all the year groups this week are focusing on safer internet, but obviously throughout the whole year there is in computing lessons, in PSHE lessons, and this is an ongoing theme because it is such a big part of life now, the technology and the internet that we have. You're very welcome. If there aren't any other questions, I will say thank you very much and goodbye. If you do have another question, let me know now and I'll hold on, and I can take your question. Or like I say, you're always very welcome to message me or catch me at school. Thank you. Yes, I need some vitamin C. Thank you. Some vitamin D, some sunshine would be nice. And thank you very much for all joining.